All right, welcome back to another 4skins podcast. We have the Plug podcast collaboration with the 4skins.
Yes, sir.
Chubbito, Othatha, welcome to 4skins podcast.
What's happening, fellas?
Oh, we good, man.
Yeah, like,
Yeah. When you guys reached out, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
I didn't even think twice. I was like, yes.
This is how we
It
do
has
it.
to go like
Yeah,
this.
Let's
that's
do
how
it.
it's
It
supposed
has
to
to
get
go
done.
like this. Yeah. I have a question.
Yes.
Why the 4skins?
Everyone has that question.
Where are the other two? Is he the third?
He is a 4skin.
So where's
You're on
the
the number.
where's the fourth one?
Oh, right.
So it's a play on words. It's like
Yeah.
a triple entendre.
yeah, let's go. First thunder.
Okay, so the first one is we were supposed to be 4 guys.
Right.
That didn't work out. One of them was busy doing life. I don't know, he had a kid or something. I don't know. No, he didn't have a kid. But he's doing life. So he couldn't make it.
As in today. Oh
No,
just
we cut him from the project.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
Look at you, bro. They cut you. Now look at you. Now look at you.
see your life now.
Look at you.
Look at you.
They blowing up. Look at you. You at home doing life. Look at you.
Think about your decision.
You couldn't spare 1 hour a week.
The project is still one skin short, man.
One skin short. Okay, so the next one is it's a guy podcast. And so it's a play on words, 4skins,
Yeah.
4skin.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right.
And we wanted to be provocative, but then we say we're 4skins, raw and uncut. So it's a play on words even more. You know.
Well, I didn't see the raw and cut.
Yeah,
part.
raw and
Okay,
cut.
no, it's on
Yeah,
the
you
shirt.
guys should get V on this podcast.
We need to get
That campaign, I
You
wonder,
should get V on it.
were you a victim of that campaign?
No, I was a victim much earlier in my life, so yeah. So I was cool. By the time the campaign came about, I was cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I heard you got paid a lot of money for that campaign.
Yeah.
G-Wagon money.
Yeah.
He's nice. He's nice right now.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Pakalani money.
Allegedly.
Pakalani property, man.
And I think there's even a time the thing for the trawlers. I think the baby, what do they call the pram? It was trending that I think they bought the pram for like 20 grand. And like,
Yeah.
big news.
Yeah, they did actually.
You must trash life, my man.
That's
When
it.
they give you meters, not just one, multiple meters.
Yeah.
You must trash life.
Are you going there?
That's when a premier 20,000 pull-up prem is.
Yeah, when you look at your account,
Yeah.
it's like, but my kid deserves the Rolls Royce of strollers. Let me go get. What color do you want, baby?
But you see, it's that practice that creates the looting
Yeah.
mentality.
Yeah.
Because
I
now
think
it's
so.
like, no, you guys have too much. We just want a little bit. You can't
Yeah.
flaunt your 20 grand pram in our face. And then when we have the opportunity to get one for ourselves, what do you think is going to happen?
Is it flaunting when I'm living my life and just doing my things?
I think
I'm not allowed to be on social media with my family and my things. Is that what you're saying? now?
It's allowed.
Yeah, but do you say?
But
not
I'm saying
flaunting.
you're creating
I'm
a
just saying,
dynamic
yo.
where you're creating the desire.
You chose to follow me and watch my
Yeah.
life.
True.
I'm sharing my life with you. Now I'm flaunting. You see, people must make a choice. Like,
no, but I think social media has a lot of vanity. Like,
if I wake up in the morning and I say I'm going to Game City just to walk around and not buy nothing, and there's with the stroller,
Yeah.
then like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I have a camera crew with me, and a photographer, like then there. But if I'm just living my life and it just so happens to be in a picture, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's these guys who get into office and then buy Gucci belts. You know
That's it.
your salary doesn't allow
No,
for
it
Gucci
doesn't
belts.
allow for that.
The real Gucci belts, not the ones you find
In the Chinese
in
stores.
Chinatown.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know
But
what I
that's just always a matter of perspective.
mean? What's that?
No, because I just mean like see the knockoff market now or the knockoff industry.
It's
If-
close.
Yeah, no, now they can get you anything. Now.
Yeah.
That
You
is
see what I'm
true.
saying?
Yeah.
And like I'm saying, it's a matter of perspective because, it just if you know you're not wearing the actual thing on your feet, like it just depends how you look when you're out there. Because a lot of people wear knockoffs now.
Yeah.
And people don't really like it. Like I'm saying, it just depends how you feel about what you've got on your feet.
Yeah.
If you know that I'm wearing a knockoff here, and then you're walking like you're wearing a knockoff, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, but that picture in the Gucci store is gonna hit on the IG. What?
No, it will.
It's not gonna hit when I'm in Chinatown.
Yeah.
You see, when
Yeah.
you see that big Gucci symbol on the door, and I'm standing by the door, just casually opening it with a camera taking pictures of me.
So you
But
said
you know
something
the-
about social media being vain. Some
Oh, I was actually gonna go in more on what you were talking about, knockoffs.
Yeah.
The knockoff market has actually improved.
It really
knockoffs have improved.
drastically,
It
bro.
really has.
And so
bro.
the quality of a
It
knockoff,
really has.
like 10 years ago, you could tell immediately.
tell.
You could
Yo,
feel it and be
yeah.
like, nah.
even then they were. I don't even know. I don't even understand how they got around the whole using the same name thing. But back in the days, we had things where you'd go to Chinatown and you'd find a pair of likes, and you're like, likey.
Yeah.
Why would they call this thing like there? It was you knew that this guy's
Yeah.
wearing a pair of fake
Yeah.
Yes.
Nikes because they're called
Yes.
likey,
And the
not
tick
Nike.
was like much bigger or much smaller.
You see what I'm saying?
Or
Yeah.
stopped
Or
halfway.
there was a Jordan with a tummy there, and you're like, that's not Jordan.
That's not Mike.
They take it too far. Like sometimes you're looking at a market like, is this local? Is it a knockoff? What's going on here?
No, but have you seen what they're doing with the car industry? China.
China, yeah.
What they doing?
Let's say you produce a car. They go buy the car and send it to the engineers, and they take it apart,
Yeah.
and then put it back together, and then call it something else.
How do they not put the emblems and stuff?
No,
together?
you don't, because I have my own car company. Oh, you want to make this? I'm gonna buy it from you. Then I'm gonna send it to my factory. They're gonna take it apart and then just slap my logo on it with different
Oh, like,
colorways.
as in,
yeah.
all we change is the logo.
We deconstruct the car to figure out
Yeah.
how you made it.
Yes.
We figure out how to make it cheaper, but look like it's the same quality, and then just throw a logo
Don't
on
just
it.
make the same,
Same
the
thing.
exact same thing.
Same thing.
I remember there's the
And
Landwind,
they only
which
sell
looks like the
Landwind.
Evoque.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is this, yeah,
Yeah,
same
there was
car.
a guy. There's a guy I follow on Instagram, I think, and he was like, "Yo, I just got this car from China. You're not even gonna know what it is." The girl walks by. She's like, "Oh, you got that new Range Rover?" He's like, "You see, it's from China. $10,000.
wow.
$10,000. Your range is like 60. $10,000." And I was like, "Wow."
Yeah, they do not respect intellectual property
They
there.
don't, bro.
No.
Because
But how
they're
do
not
you?
governed by the laws, the same laws there.
Yes.
That's why.
That's why.
There's a store, you know, Supreme, right?
Yeah.
There's a Supreme store in China. Has nothing to do with the brand Supreme. And it's a big store with a skater park inside. They sell Supreme clothing. Has nothing to do with, but they can't go to China and say shut it down
Yeah.
because the Chinese people are gonna be like, "Who are you?
We don't need you.
Who are you? Did you register this company in China?"
Don't talk to us about copy.
Yeah, what?
Aye,
You
it's
didn't.
rough.
I registered this in China, not you.
That's rough.
Now imagine somebody goes and says, "Oh, 4skins, that's catchy."
Yeah.
They go to America, they sign with Spotify, they got the 4skins
got a
podcast.
4skins
Now
there.
you look like you stole the
you
name
look
because
like-
they're on
Yeah.
they're on
But you know,
Spotify.
something that is interesting that I always thought that this should be legal is the paper trail issue. Like, you know, Chinese shops hardly have like swiping machines and
Yeah,
and
cash
then,
only.
how are they dodging taxes and getting away with it? I mean, what's going on here? Because it's doubtful whether they are paying this 14% that everybody else is paying.
I mean, they're paying something. They're not paying, obviously not paying what
They're
they should be
paying
paying.
for the importation of it. That's where
Yeah.
they're gonna get them. When they bring their containers in, that's where they can get them. But who was walking around saying, "Let me see your your paperwork"? Nobody. Because once they get into that store, they're like, "Oh snap! I just saw these at Woolworths for $700 and it's $100 in here."
But even some of your local entrepreneurs, Bachi, some of their stores are still open, but we don't see anyone entering. So what was going on there?
Well, that one is big because I also think there's a lot of money laundering going on.
They're washing the cash.
Because,
we know that.
Imagine a store.
You know who
a
these guys are
prime-
talking about. You know who these guys are talking about.
Possible deniability. These guys are like, I don't know. I have no idea what these guys are talking about.
I've been in Gabs, you know.
I've been in Gabs, you know.
If you're in Gabs, you know what these
We
guys
all
are
know.
talking about.
We know.
But yeah,
During
please
that time
continue.
ball, you're paying a lot of rent. No one is hardly in your store. What's going on?
Yeah.
Private clientele. That's what's going on.
Okay. So you're gonna sell one shirt for like 10,000, probably. Yeah.
No, when
And pay your
somebody
rent.
calls me and say I need exclusive sneakers, yeah, but you know it's gonna cost you 10,000, right? A pair. And you're a CEO of a bank. That's nothing.
Just swipe it.
Yeah, you just swipe it. Or e-wallet.
I don't know, man.
That's what I
No,
know.
you know.
I don't know.
You know.
Because I mean, there's all kinds of stories going on. Honestly.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of stories going on. I mean, that what you guys are saying has some sort of has weight to it. I mean, I've heard, you know, and obviously when you sit down and you try to do the math, you're like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Particularly because you also see that there's a lot of replicating of the same model
Sure.
in a lot of different places, and then all of a sudden, it's not like, and you see the same thing that you're saying now, like there's no people in that store, there's no people in the other one,
Yeah.
there's no people in that one. So how do these stores stay open?
Yes.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But at times you do see the stores closing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So
No, they have to make it look real.
that's why I'm just like,
Once in a while, you have to close the store.
Either that or set it on fire.
hey, we're not doing well. So you still we stole the other one. We had to close the store.
Insurance.
Do people still do the whole burning insurance thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, they still
They do it.
that.
Huh?
They still do that.
I heard that was the issue with the warehouse,
Yeah.
the Parks warehouse.
Oh, the packaging.
Yeah,
Okay.
heavy packaging.
Yeah. Not gonna mention the.
Went out in flames. I hear there's a lot of these. I don't know if it's COVID. Like a lot of shops actually closing down, and there's one that I think it caught my attention because it actually had like this amazing marketing strategy. The owner, he made sure that he employs baddies, like those women, like it was like curve for days, and you're like,
You gotta
my
do that.
goodness. So even if the guy does not want to go and pay, he's gonna get in there and start looking up the conversation, and one thing leads to another, and he's gonna buy something, and it's a pity that now the store is actually closed.
Can I just one word? Hooters.
Hooters.
You don't go to Hooters for the chicken wings, bro.
Yeah.
Wings is trash. I'm sorry, Hooters, but on the scale of wings, you just fall below 5. Okay.
You give them like a 4.
No,
Guys just want to be.
they're not. They don't make top 5.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but when you're pulling up and you see these beautiful women in bright orange shorts and these tight t-shirts, and you're with the homies and y'all trying to watch baseball, basketball, MMA, whatever, y'all look at each other like, man, let's go in here.
I think that would be frowned upon here. Like in Gabs, in Botswana.
You think so?
That would be frowned upon. We don't have we don't have strip clubs out in the open. We all hear the stories.
Yeah.
We know where they're at, but
Yeah, but it's changing with these new kids who aren't afraid, and they're not necessarily held by this. What do they call it in Setswana? Like this.
Seto, boto.
Yeah. Like
And just
like who's like?
fear.
I'll tell you. Do you remember that time those kids dropped that music video with the girls dancing all over
Booty
the place?
butt cheeks.
Yeah, booty butt cheeks. Right.
yeah,
that's the one.
yeah,
I sent it to my lady. My lady sent it to a friend, and her first response is, "Whose children are these?"
yes,
Do you see now?
Yes.
The kids after us,
Yeah.
or even after the kids after us, they don't care about all that. They just want the attention that comes with it, or even the money that comes with it. Because if I can show my butt and it's getting me $5,000 a weekend,
yeah.
just to show my butt, I've shown more for less. You know what I mean? Like that's the mentality. And with OnlyFans now, like
Monetize that,
Outta
man.
here.
Like there are
Outta
women
here.
in South Africa who are buying houses from OnlyFans, bro. There are women in America who drive Benzes because of OnlyFans.
Yeah,
And there's no different from OnlyFans in the strip club. So in their head, they're like, man, I'm at home. I don't even have to go outside and let nobody touch me or throw beer on me.
cut out the middleman.
Do you see?
Yeah.
So I think these kids that are coming up now, all that stuff is out the window for them.
But it's like, who has it ever worked out for? I look at the journey to fame. Once you're done, you release a memoir, and then you talk about the abuse. You talk about the drugs. You talk about how you struggled, how managers abused you, how you were an object. But then
Tell all.
it's a tell all. So it's like it's never worked out for anyone.
It works out.
And yet kids coming up still look at that and think, no, I want in on that. And it's gonna be different for me.
Yeah,
it's
but
not gonna be different.
Do you think it hasn't worked out for anyone?
It has worked out.
Yeah.
It's who you're looking to emulate. You can't tell me the biggest success story from that is Kim Kardashian. She's like, the sex tape came out and they panicked for a moment and they said, okay, fine, let's sell it to someone who can carry it.
Yeah.
And they made money. Ray J also made money because they needed his permission. They took that money and they catapult 10 years later, they've got a billionaire in the sisters they've got multi-millionaires, and they've got a brand. Like, if you're looking for you just look at their play and be like, how do I get there?
Yeah.
I don't want to be, who can I name? Cat Stacks. I don't know if y'all remember Cat Stacks.
I haven't heard that
I don't
name
want
in
to
a
be
while.
Superhead.
Yeah.
Like, you see these people who, they were on this journey,
Yeah.
and then the light is out now.
Yeah.
You have to be the light that lights other lights, or lights other candles, so your light can continue. And that's what Kim and her mom did, because they've got an empire. You know how much they get per episode, bro? Like 100K North USD. That's
Yeah.
$1 million pula an episode.
Yeah.
And they shoot 20 episodes a season. 20 million pula to just live your life.
Yeah.
You don't even have to show nothing no more. But Kim, because I think that's just, she likes doing it, she'll do it. Or even try to be provocative or whatever. But look, it worked.
But now bring it back here.
No, in Botswana, because of the population, and we have this, and the people, like, we have this thing of, no, as a Botswana, you don't do this.
Yeah.
Blase, blase.
We're still
Yeah.
conservative.
Yeah, very conservative.
Yeah.
Cross the board and go do it. They don't know you over there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the internet made the world small.
Yeah.
So you were saying, let's bring her back. Lati's booty butt cheeks video. Will those women look back? I mean, I already know the answer to this, but will they look back 10 years from now and think, maybe that was not the best decision of my life to be a part of that
It's a
video?
possibility.
I think when I look at that whole situation now, because of the way the world is slowly changing, people really, like, people's attention span is so short, bro. And this leads me to actually a question that I once asked on Facebook one time. And I was like, of all the sex tapes that you've seen locally, of local people that have just like gone around, how many of those people have you actually noticed when you ran into them in public?
Well, sir, I haven't
Have
seen
you seen
any.
these people?
Yeah, just for the record, we have
I
not seen any.
Yeah. So I don't recognize anyone.
But like I'm saying, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My thing just becomes
I
like,
get what you're saying.
yeah, because I've occasionally been like with some people, and then maybe like we'll be chilling with a couple of people. There'll be a few females here and there, then, or maybe we'll come pass by a couple of people, and then next thing it's like, yo, you know who that girl is? And I'm like, who is it? And they're like, remember the girl from the video? This is. I'm like, that's her.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I didn't even like. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like things are just passing so quickly now. There's so much content. Nobody's holding on to anything. Like, and the thing is, I think 10 years from now, whatever video came out today won't even be an issue then.
Sure.
Like, there'll be so much other stuff happening that time. There'll probably be an even worse one. I mean, plain example of what he's saying. Like, it doesn't matter that it happened in the US. I swear, just the simple fact that it's already happened in the US, and everybody has watched that whole progression of this girl had a tape drop, and it was a huge deal, and she wasn't even a sex worker, she wasn't even whatever, she was just a celebrity, and this tape became one of the most huge things in the whole world. And now look at where her career is right now. Dog, Ghana, Kim Kardashian does talks for schoolgirls and thingies today.
That's insane.
Do you understand?
She's becoming a lawyer.
But you know what's
do
crazy?
you understand
I
what I'm
heard
trying
that.
to say?
Yeah.
Like, and for like, if you like, there's no way like you can go sit some little girls down now and tell them, hey, like, don't twerk. Don't twerk. It won't work out. They're looking at you like, this one doesn't know anything.
Don't mind.
This one doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's another thing now. The money, the instant fame and the instant money
Yeah.
is just driving everybody now, bro. It's driving everybody. Everybody wants to see the Benz now.
Yeah.
You feel me?
But you know, when it comes back to bite, it's yes, now you are 19, 21, you're talking and you're doing the most. But sometime 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, you're 40. You want to get into a public space. You want to be respectable. You want to maybe occupy a seat among the elite and the politicians. That's where now these things start coming up again. people are going to be doing a background check on you, and they're gonna get that video with the butt cheeks.
With the butt cheeks.
And now it's gonna be a whole turmoil, and sometimes you have to pull out of the race sometimes because
So
now,
to speak.
So this, yeah, I like that.
and I think the biggest one that I've seen was Monica Lewinsky. Monica Lewinsky came out and said, that thing did damage to her. People not giving her contracts. People were thinking, no, we cannot work with somebody who does such kind of things. So it came back to bite that, she didn't even leak anything that was too gruesome. It was just, she did something with the president.
But that thing is hypocritical because those same people who are casting aspersions and judging do worse.
They do worse.
They do.
Bill Clinton was on. Y'all curse?
Not too much. No, actually, no.
Okay, I won't curse. Y'all.
Keep it
There was
PG.
F Island, and he was there with Epstein.
Yeah, 26 times on that flight.
Epstein has a
What?
picture.
Yeah,
had a
on that
picture
plane,
of
sorry.
Bill Clinton in a dress in his house. That's how close they are when you can have a jokey picture about your friend in your house. Epstein was a trafficker. So
Sure.
everyone who's judging
By
her, all those
association.
women, all those men,
No,
they
that's
either
very true.
got fellatio or is giving it. So
Yeah.
I don't get why it's all of a sudden, oh no, oh my God, no, I don't know, oh no, we don't do that, oh no. Come on, bro. Like,
Sorry, quick fast. How did the Monica Lewinsky thing come out?
somebody walked in on them.
Oh, that's
They
how
got
it
caught.
happened.
I think so. They got caught.
They got caught.
In the
Yeah.
Oval Office, Bill Clinton? Come on, bro.
And he's definitely not the first one.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
That's not a
There's so many rumors about JFK and Marilyn Monroe. Like,
Yeah, yo, those were times. I could have had it both him and the brother.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
allegedly.
I think what scares me
But JFK
is
knew how to lock doors. You see what I'm
is
saying?
He used to
Barack's.
know how to use passages.
You know,
Lock the doors.
Barack's record is too clean, is too spotless.
For your liking, huh?
I don't like it. I don't
Yeah?
like the way. It's just like Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. It's too clean.
It's not clean.
It. When I say
The
it's
Rock.
too clean, I mean it's like how they're
No,
perceived.
Obama.
How they're perceived in
Smoky
public.
weed. That's it.
Obama did cocaine, bro.
No. I mean, yes. I mean, we.
Yeah, I saw the
a lot
weekend.
of, a lot of politicians
Let me use an example.
have been
right?
there. Yeah.
Let me use an example. There's a hoe phase, right? You know about the hoe phase.
Sure.
Where you just are hoeing.
Yeah.
And then after that, when you're tired, you settle down and you just on cruise, right? That man was on coke. That man was smoking weed. That man did everything under the sun.
Yeah.
You don't think it got to a point where he was like, okay, now with Michelle, obviously because Michelle don't take nothing from she don't take nothing from nobody.
Yeah.
Now he meets this woman and he's just like, all right, now I see the potential she sees in me. Let me go get it.
Sure.
I'm not going. Let me just at least smoke a cigarette in private, because I'm sure he still does. You know what I mean? So that's when he was like, okay, this is the goal. I'm gonna stay on this line until I finish.
I hear what you're saying, and I think you're right.
You want him to be what's that guy's
But
name?
I
Who
think-
was always leaking his pics.
Oh,
The politician.
Wiener, yeah.
Senator Wiener. You want him to be like that?
Nah.
Every week he's leaking a picture.
I think that there's an active nipping and tucking that's going on. There's a pruning.
It has to be.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's why, like when Trump got into the office, it shocked the whole world. It didn't shock the world. It shocked the U.S. because the U.S. got used to the picket fence,
no.
family. 2 kids.
Obama's not
beautiful
that-
wife.
He's
We
not
get
that
in-
black of a like. He's okay. I hate to. Sorry for using that. Let me just
Yeah.
take it back. He's not the prototypical black man in America.
Sure.
Where once in a while he'll just curse at you for no reason. Like he'll just get angry. Like my favorite. I have a friend whose dad was like, he always say, "I haven't been saved my whole life, so don't get mad when I put my hands on you." Like so that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
He's experienced a lot with his mom being white and living in Hawaii, Indonesia. So he's a
cultured.
mixture of all these things. He
Yeah.
wasn't in Chicago his whole life. You know
Sure.
what I mean? I'm not saying he doesn't have it in him, but like I feel like all of those experiences mold him to be like this. I want the picket fence because I didn't have it when I was growing up, or
But I need to be able to slap you over the picket
you
fence.
see.
In case you're making
Exactly. I need
noise.
to be able to hit this jumper on you because I
Yeah.
play basketball. I
Yeah.
am black after all.
Yeah.
Not saying all black people play basketball, but I'm just saying. You know what I mean? So I'm with. I would rather have the picture of Obama than the picture of Trump. Trump was friends with Epstein
Sure.
and Epstein's wife.
Yes.
Like,
We saw the pictures.
where is she now? She disappeared.
Yeah.
You don't hear about her court cases. After he said, "I wish her luck," after that,
Yeah.
you never heard anything about
Was
her
that
ever again.
Ghislaine Maxwell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another guy. What's his name? Is it McAfee or McPhee?
Oh yeah, the antivirus guy. Yeah, disappeared. Committed
How did
suicide.
he commit suicide
People commit suicide every day, bro.
in prison?
Yeah, no.
I think
don't have sheets.
I think the elite. We don't understand the elite
shoelaces.
world. The elite world exists in every country.
Yeah.
And they protect each other regardless of where they vote or how they vote.
They have to.
No, that's a given.
Yeah.
That's a given. I think for a long time it's always been that thing where people have just decided, Jorge, we're just better off like being homies and being and understanding what we're all about and keeping each other rich
Yeah.
than being against each other. Because next thing, like the last thing we want is for some other guy to infiltrate this circle and just, throw off the balance of how you and me make money. So rather we just be the only people owning everything around here. And then I know what you own, you know what I own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we can dictate who can become part of our circle. You see what I mean?
You guys are talking about something interesting. Disappearing acts. Like, I don't for one. Maybe that guy did not commit suicide. Maybe they just transferred him to enjoy his millions on an island.
They found his body in
elite-
prison.
The elite can do such things.
Yeah, the elite
Like the
have
way
done a
they-
lot, even in this country.
Like the way they murdered.
Actually, I'm going there, but
I see
I'm
where you're
just-
going. I see where you're going.
No.
Let me just.
Look, I'm not even like for me personally with what you're about to talk about, I've always been of that thought. And I don't know if we need to mention any names.
No.
But
no.
here's the thing. Man, money can do anything for you. Once you're at the right level of money, you manipulate things right in front of people's eyes, bro. You know what I mean? And bro, people get like, we know about things like skin, like surgery and skin grafting and all these things.
Yeah.
Like if these things can be done by just ordinary people with just small levels of money, if people are living at that kind of money level where the people are trading and moving around millions and billions of money around them, come on, bro.
Yeah.
A person can change their identity like this.
Definitely.
You understand?
Definitely.
And this person doesn't even have to go to an island. Maybe this person is here with us now.
Just
You know?
chilling.
Hey, maybe this person is here. He's in Choppies with us every day.
my friend.
In Woolies, we are there. You're standing next to him at Family Grocer. You're there saying, let me see that apple there. And he's just there. You understand?
Who?
There was-
Osama.
Yeah. Osama.
What did they
Osama.
say? They say-
Osama.
Oh, and then they dropped them in the. Okay, cool.
Conveniently dropped him in the ocean.
Sure.
Hey,
And
can I
apparently, all those guys, they disappeared.
SEAL Team
Or the
5.
the
Or
SEAL
Team 6.
teams. Yeah, part of them, like half of them, like died or something. Yeah.
Bro, it's just.
So-
I think.
Wealth and power and influential people conspire.
Of course.
We don't understand that enough. The same way 4 of us conspired to do a podcast together because we have shared interests. Rich people have shared interests, like you said. They want to keep. It's like a game of marbles. They want to keep the marbles and continue amassing the marbles and make sure that they keep it from everyone else. And
You
so
can't have everybody in here.
you
bro.
can't have everyone in
Yeah,
here.
we can't have
But
everybody.
you know what's crazy?
Once
You know,
everybody's in
that
VIP,
you're saying, now
what?
that you're saying that, you know what's crazy? And they hide it in plain sight.
They do.
There was I don't know, when was it? 2017? The Billionaires of America had a how to get rid of poverty conference. And Oprah had just crossed into the billionaire threshold and they invited her.
Okay.
So it was like a picture of them, all these elites, all these billionaires, and they took a picture in their suits like dignitaries. And I was just like, and at the time I jokingly was just like, man, these guys are just scheming to keep money in their circle, right?
Yeah.
The following year, Oprah had $3 billion. From $1 billion, she had 3 in a year. But you know, they say once you get to the first, the next
it's
is
easier.
The first one is the
Yeah.
hardest.
right? And I was just like, I know it. Somebody was doing something over there. There's no way that all these billionaires are meeting and nothing is happening. There's
Yeah.
no way.
There's no way. And you guys, what you just discussed here is the perfect epiphany of capitalism. I mean, I'm always like, I think that striking the balance between capitalism and socialism. But capitalism is all about amassing as much as you can and getting ahead of the curve. And well, sometimes it works best for you, but not necessarily for your fellow man. Because that's why we always talk about the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. Because the more you amass, the more worse off your neighbor is.
I think
Yeah,
people definitely
well,
fall through the cracks, but it's the best system we have right now that provides value across the board, meaning from manufacturer, producer to consumer, client. It's the best system that we've got. Socialism is not it, bro. Which country has it ever worked for? You know what I mean? So yes, capitalism is a little aggressive. Not a little. It's very aggressive. And people fall through the cracks. But when they fall through the cracks, that's when the government has to step in and fill in those gaps. So, for example, the other foreskin who isn't here, he always says, why is BHC building in Pakalani? Why did they build all those houses in Pakalani? Why are they not building in Old Naledi?
Yeah.
Because that's how you fill the cracks. That's how you actually lift up the lower economic demographic.
Yeah.
Why are they building in Pakalani? Why don't you go into Old Naledi, buy up some land, refurbish, rent out at very low rates?
I mean, do what they did with the RDPs in SA.
Right.
And with them, it wasn't even that hard because, like, okay, what I mean is with them, it was probably much harder because they had to deal with like millions and millions of people. Old Naledi is just Old Naledi, bro. I mean, come on. You literally have to, even if you are to move back to Old Naledi, to the other side of the road, just near the dam, and just build something there. Or move them this side and fix this side, and then move them back.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like, it's not that hard. It's not that much of a thing. But then you ask yourself, what's so hard about it? You get me?
And I'm always thinking in absolutes. Like, for example, we are 2 million in this country, or roughly thereabout. And the population of Joburg is around 5 million. So it means that if now you're a billionaire, it means that you have excess funds, that you can do whatever. You can actually build enough apartments for the whole country of Bots
You actually
to
can.
accommodate 2 million people.
You actually can.
yeah, but why would I want to do that?
Right.
How does it
That's
help
when-
me?
That's
is-
when now we
And
get
it
back to the
brings
capitalism
us
now.
to, why do people want to get rich? Why do you want to
To live, to be comfortable,
That's it. You
to
want
be
freedom.
able to create or insulate yourself to the point where you don't feel the stock market crashing, or you don't feel people looting. Do you see the fairest skin on the street caring about any of this? No.
They're
It's
hiding in
only
their farmhouses.
the melanin impacted people that are on the streets.
Yeah.
And that goes from Indians, coloreds, black people. Like, those are the people on the ground, like, fighting each other for the things on the ground. There was a clip I saw with a guy in a wheelchair sitting with a sniper rifle. I was like, damn, this nigga is hunting.
Yeah.
But he's protecting his neighborhood. You see
Sure.
what I mean? So I want to be to this point where if I need an oxygen tank, I just get in a helicopter and I go to SA and get it. That's why. You know what I mean? That's what you do it for. COVID can't affect you.
Yeah.
You catch COVID, you have a hospital in your house, in the basement. You have the machines, all that. The medication's already there. You've already been vaccinated. When the first vaccine dropped, you already got it.
You got it,
Because
yeah.
I know there's a bunch of
J&J.
embassies that got vaccines, and the embassy people who worked, they got vaccinated way before we got any
Yeah.
donations.
Then they sent
And then they sent the rest back.
Yeah.
So, like, that's what you want to be rich for. That's what you want the wealth for. To make sure that the things that are affecting the greater population don't necessarily reach you. Now, things like war and stuff will probably affect you, but COVID, stock market crashed. What? Huh? Where? It didn't affect me. Like, I have a house that's 5 hectares. 2 of those hectares is security measures.
Yeah.
The rest we live in. Like, I have 10 dogs in my yard.
And you know, funny enough that you mentioned war. War affects a lot of things, like even in terms of currency. Like the value of a currency is only that perceived and it's a legal tender. And when we declare war, and Botswana said war, 10 players not going to mean anything. Like,
Yeah, but if you have dollars, pounds, euros,
Gold.
yen, gold bars, diamonds sitting in a safe in Monaco, it's not going to affect you. Pula. What? These people are not worried about the pula, bro.
Yeah,
the only reason I say that they're worried about it is because they have to spend it in this country. There's no, I can't pull out $10 bill and spend it in the store. You know what I mean? But other than that, most of the transactions are in foreign currency.
I hear that the wealthier you become, the more the intelligence agencies around the world actually take notice of you, because you can affect industries overnight. You can tip the scales overnight. You can enter into any country with your billions and say, okay, y'all have a factory here where y'all make shoes. Okay, I'm gonna come and make shoes, but mine are gonna be half the price. What's that gonna do to the entire shoe market? The shoe industry. So they watch them, and if you don't, so basically what I'm saying is, if you don't watch wealthy people, they have the ability to actually distort and manipulate everything that affects us and that we experience in society.
Why do you think they're trying so hard to figure out ways to clamp Jeff Bezos?
Yeah.
That guy doesn't care, bro. He's at the point where he doesn't. You're the president of who? What? Get out of here. I've seen that guy destroy companies, bro.
Yeah.
There was the story of diapers.com. The way figuring a way to sell diapers for cheap online, and then they ship it to you for free. He tried to buy it. They said no. It's like, oh, okay. He dropped the price of diapers lower than them, way lower.
That's what they do.
And then free shipping, all that, no matter where you are in the world.
Yeah.
In the world.
Sure.
They couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
So they sold to him. And then he destroyed the company. He disbanded the company.
And a more direct one, I mean, you would want to ban a millionaire or billionaire coming to your country, because imagine a billionaire comes in and starts funding the opposition parties.
That's another thing.
That's also another
another thing.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
So I think these intelligence agencies are set up to fight against that.
Amen.
Protect the interests of the nation. National security.
But we still want to be rich.
We all want to be rich.
You
Just
want to be
to
out of
put that out
reach.
there.
But still relatable. Because there's this thing I see in rich people that I just don't like. It's like they've lost their sense of sympathy, apathy. There's just, sometimes they just look dead. It's like they just do things for the sake of doing it. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, if I have access to this particular item, I'm just gonna go and get it, no matter who I'm stepping over, to go get that thing. And rich people are the stingiest, cold-hearted people you ever
stay
met.
rich by
That's the
giving
thing.
people monies.
Because
True.
like when you say something like that, it makes me feel like I'm into dogs, right?
Dog breeding.
Dog breeding.
Okay.
Pit bulls.
He
bullies.
likes these little pit bulls
So
that look like spiders. You see the
there's-
ones that, yeah.
There's a thing that I watched, like when we started breeding, dog fighting and all that. I think it started around the whole what's his name?
Mike Vick.
Mike Vick. Is it Mike Vick?
Michael Vick, yeah.
Michael Vick, yeah. When he was doing the whole dogfighting thing. So then we started looking at stuff like that. And then I was like, oh, okay, this is what dogfighting is about. And people seem to use that particular dog mostly for dogfighting.
Okay.
And there was a time when I saw a documentary where some guy basically said the difference between the dog that becomes a champ one day and where it starts out is how many times it gets bitten. Do you understand? Like basically, you have to get burnt to become like the type of dog or the type of champion that you should become. I could basically turn it into MMA or boxing or whatever. But basically, you have to get beaten all over again, a bunch of times. You know what I mean? And you have to get that. Sometimes it's like you have to lose that sympathy that you have for people and that niceness that you carry around, because that's your weak point.
Right.
Every time you need to make a decision, you're making a decision emotionally when you should just look and say, yeah, no, this is not going to happen, or I'm buying that, or you have to move so I can be there.
Sure.
Yeah. And the more you do it, the more you turn into that guy.
Right.
And this is why even when, like, I heard some guy say this to a friend of mine one time, and I think we're just talking about rich people and how vile they can be and how shrewd they are sometimes. And I remember some guy just said to this homie, he was like, "That's why you're not going to be rich, dog, because you're too nice. You're too nice. Like, you don't have it in you to be like, that guy has to get out of my way. And I don't care what he has. I don't care why he's here. I don't care what disadvantage he's at for him being here. I want what he has, and I'm taking it."
I think going back to what I was asking earlier, what's the point of being rich? Because sometimes, okay, let's take for example, the golden rule says, love yourself as you love your neighbor, or love your neighbor as yourself. So now if I'm rich and all I care about is number uno, so it means that I cannot have impact on the world. And for example, if I'm just wrapped about my privileges in Botswana, that, okay, this is the best country to be black in, and I don't care about what's happening in Mozambique, I don't care what's happening in Kenya. I think that's a limited perspective, because I think it was Martin Luther King who said, you start living when the problems of humanity become your problem. So it's almost as if in order for you to be rich, you have to now be like your conscience has been burned towards being empathetic and sympathetic towards other people, to the extent that it's always questionable when even the rich give out a donation, because the economic concept is that there's no free lunch. There's nobody who can give you $52 million for free for nothing. It has to be a purchase. So what is it about then? Like being rich, is it worth pursuit, or you just want to be well off and be able to take care of your business?
When I get rich, I'll let you know.
Look, here's the thing.
I will call you and tell you that, my man.
The thing is, to quote a guy that he's such a big fan of, Jay-Z, and you'll have to fix the quote for me.
The God MC.
Yeah, you'll have to fix when he said I can't be something about he can't be. Yeah,
I hear you.
Please.
To paraphrase, he says,
yeah.
How do I give back when I have nothing to give back?
Sure. Yeah.
Let me go put myself on, then I'll come back
Then
to be able to give back. Okay. Because if I give back from nothing, we both have nothing. Basically, that's what he was saying. So let me go get rich, and then I'll come back, and then we'll sort this whole situation out.
And for me, that's just basically how I look at it, bro. Like I feel like when you're with a bunch of homies, like, we can sit here and talk all day about everything under the sun, all the things that we see. You can tell me your perspective, and if a part of us feels like, yeah, but we need to make change somehow, you know what I mean? It all just goes back to, okay, what do we need to make change with? Okay, if we need finances, where do we start? Where do we get them? You know what I mean? Where do we get them? And if we're gonna go talk to somebody who has the finances, is that person as interested in making this change as we are?
Sure.
You get what I mean? And I think that is the only place where people align, where it's like where you have to find a way to align with people that have the resources as well of the things that you need. You know what I mean? You have to be able to go pitch to somebody and explain to that person that, yo, I really think it'd be a good idea for us to, like, clear the space and maybe, like, put a little park here, this and that. But in your pitching, you also have to pitch, and this is what people say all the time when you're coming up with a proposal. What is the sponsor getting out of this?
Sure.
Exactly.
True.
And in every proposal, your proposal can be amazing. Before you leave, any smart person will say to you, what are you going to tell this person they're getting out of this thing?
Yeah.
And in all business thingies that I've looked at, the one that I think the most amazing thing, I forgot who it was, but there's a guy I follow a lot on YouTube. And one thing that he said was, no matter who you're going to go pitch to for finances, always make your idea look like they get more out of it than you do.
Yeah.
Always make it look that way. because that's the only way you'll sway somebody to say, actually, yeah, I didn't actually think about doing this. Let me do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And these US rappers, they be dropping bars like you guys talk of. You spoke of Jay-Z. I think it was 50 Cent who said, "Get rich or die trying."
Like that's just like the thing is.
Okay, wait.
That is such a powerful step. I'm sorry. That is such a powerful step.
I just wasn't expecting that.
Let's use 50, right? Do you see how the journey of Get Rich or Die
that's right.
Trying, how he got to where he is now?
Yeah.
There were so many casualties that when you look, you're like, dang, this guy like really torched New York to get to where he is. But then it came back full circle and everybody's cool again. Do you see? So I feel like there's a path to getting rich, avoiding all these traps of emotions and stuff, because at the end of the day, it's all numbers. And then you come back full circle when you get to a point where you're just like, okay, I'm at a point where now let me circle back and then make it full circle. And I'll use Jay-Z also. Jay-Z had to get to where he is now. Now he's getting lawyers for 21 Savage to fight immigration laws.
Yeah.
Now he's putting money away from Nipsey Hussle's kids to get college funds and
He's
blah,
buying
blah, blah.
DMX's whole catalog and just giving
bought
it to his
DMX's
family.
catalog and gave it back to the family free of
You know
charge.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do you see these things? I feel like the road to get there, yes, it's not desirable, and maybe kind of you might be like, okay, I don't have time to feel like this, but I'll get back to it. I promise you, I'll come back to it. Then you get to your billionaire status, and then you sit back and you're like, okay, now I'm in a position where I can hire people to continue making the billionaire moves, and I can go and do my
philanthropy.
let me go and help people now.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
But I don't know if you guys have had a look at this other book. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon. I
I've
like
been meaning to do that for the
I
longest
like
time.
that model. You should read that book because it teaches people how to like amass wealth, but not in a very aggressive kind of way where you have now step on people and be breaking. The concept that they sell is that you're able to do it with whatever you are doing right now. Like whatever you put your hand to is able to create wealth for you. And I thought that book, it should be read in schools. Like, let's get rid of these other Google eyes or whatever they read in the literature these days, and put The Richest Man in Babylon. And it will transform the minds of young people to know that you have to actually earn and work hard so that you're able to amass the wealth that you need.
Yeah, but how many people do you know that work hard and aren't rich?
That's true.
That's the other thing. Because
Like,
the wealth
it's
sometimes
not
not even about
perfect.
working
It's
hard.
not exactly. It's about who you know sometimes. You can be working half as hard as you're working, but I know your boss. So that promotion that's coming up or that position that opened up where he's going up and then there's a gap. Because I just got to the company 6 months and me and him, we have lunch every day. You hardly even talk to him. You only talk to him at the staff meetings. You've been there 10 years. I've been there 6 months. Boom,
Yeah.
I'm your boss now.
Yeah.
You see, like stuff like that happens.
It does.
Yeah. So I mean, in a perfect world, yes, but you have to account for everybody else around you.
Yeah.
Because
Because you can be wanting to make.
not everybody's playing fair, man.
They're not playing.
They're
fair
not playing fair.
at all.
But I would say just because they're not playing fair, suggests that I need to now learn
play unfair as
or
Yeah,
learn
yeah.
the dirty tricks of the
I hear
game.
you. I hear you.
So we started this podcast last year.
Yeah.
And we were aware of the landscape. We knew that, okay, we could occupy a certain spot. But even though we thought about it, we had to now put it into practice. We had to do it. And as we did it, we realized, actually, it's not that easy to grab people's attention. And it takes time. It takes effort. People don't just give you their ears. They don't just give you their eyes. Because so many things are trying to grab their attention. So
they're spoiled for choice.
this is sport for choice. Netflix has spoiled us. You know what I mean? Like we had to jump on torrents and
let me take it a step further.
Yeah.
Botswana. Mana, we can do this also.
hey.
My friend is doing this. Why am I watching you guys?
Yeah.
But anyway,
People
sorry.
actually
Sorry.
Yeah.
So like,
Sorry,
no,
you were saying?
we sport for choice, and it's been an interesting journey. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I was trying to segue into talking about our podcast. Brilliant, thank you.
I heard you.
It's been amazing. So before we actually close out the podcast, let's talk about the art of podcasting, or more specifically, the art of conversation. Because I think that's something that a lot of people struggle with. You know, that is like the one instrument that everyone plays is the tongue, man. Just, you know, and you have to wield it. You have to know how to enter spaces with your tongue, because your tongue can also take you out of those spaces if you misuse it. You know, your tongue is what you say I do to your woman, and then over a period of time is what you say I don't. You know what I mean?
Pull out.
So to speak.
So to speak. So let's talk a little bit about the art of conversation, man. Why is it so important for you guys to start talking about certain topics and putting it out there for people?
Firstly, we started our podcast in 2016. We shot season 1, 2016. We shot. It was all audio.
Yeah.
And then for whatever reason, we just took a break. And then last year, we started back again. But I feel like there's certain conversations that are not happening because people are afraid to have them, or they don't have the wealth of knowledge on a certain topic.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to say that I don't know. That's another. That's.
Yeah.
I think there's I don't want to call him a mentor, but when I was a kid, there was this guy, Theo. He would always say, I don't know. Yo no sé. Yo no sé. And I'd always be like, but Theo, you can just... He's like, no.
Yeah.
Boy, it's a greater disservice for me to lie to you than to say I don't know.
Yeah.
Because when I tell you I don't know, and I truly mean I don't know, you're going to go do the research, your siren.
Your siren, yeah.
So I got to a place where somebody will be like, yo, did you hear about... Nah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
Yeah.
You're telling me.
Yeah.
Because I don't know everything.
Yeah.
So, and then I take that knowledge and I can go and spread what I heard. I will always tell people, I don't know for a fact, but somebody told me this. That's another thing that people, I know for a fact that, bro, who told you?
Yeah.
Who told you?
Yeah.
Huh? Where'd you get the
sure I don't
information
know.
from? You see? So, and I also feel like kids these days, this is their conversation. They don't know how to do it face to face.
No.
My brother's, he graduated high school, but when he was in high school, when I'd go pick him up, and I would have conversations with him and his friends, I would look them in the eye. And they'd be like, yo, bro, like, why you looking me in the eye? Are you trying to fight? I'm like, what? Firstly, you're half my size.
That won't happen. There won't be a fight.
Think about it. Secondly, this is how we carry out a conversation.
Yeah.
I want to know that we are engaged
Yeah.
in the conversation when I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
Nah, that's creepy. That's creepy. Then one of his best friend, I don't know if they're best friends anymore, but it was a female. And when I'm talking to her, I'm looking her in her eye. And she's just like, but why is your brother looking me in my eyes?
Yeah.
And my brother be like, nah, you see, when he looks you in your eye, he knows you're engaged in the conversation.
Sure.
And she was so impressed with him with that. Right? I think that's why they're not friends no more. But
Because he lied.
no, because you know when you hit somebody with a line and then they start looking at you differently?
Yeah, and then you just can't follow up.
And then you're not looking at them the same way. And then they get to a point, but I'm here. And then you're just like, nah, you're the homie. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We can't be friends no more.
That's a
Do you
whole
see?
other, that's a whole other
That's
That's
a
a
whole
whole
other
other
conversation,
yeah.
but it happens like that. So I feel like you walk into an office and there's 20 people in line and you're the last one. You're going to sit on your phone the whole time?
Whole time.
You're not going to talk to people?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I can't do that, huh?
You're in the barbershop and you're waiting
gotta
to get
talk.
cut. You're not going to talk to people.
Yeah.
You're going to be on your phone the whole time. Like, I feel like you get to know a lot about somebody when you engage in conversation. Even if it's just a random topic. When you hear their perspective, you can see, oh, well, maybe he's like this. We can be homies, or nah, I can't be homies with this kind of guy. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and a lot of people can't carry conversation. I just don't get it. Like,
Yeah.
I think when the generation were blessed, you remember when the internet, when you hear that, like, we're from that generation, so we are able to just talk to each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can just pick the phone up and be like, and talk for like an hour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, texting is cool, but I've also gotten to a point where I'm just like, did you have to call me? Just text me. Just text me. But yeah, I think conversation is important. It's storytelling.
Yeah.
It's, our history, our knowledge, things get passed down. You know what I'm saying? So That's why I think
It's not easy though.
No, not at all.
It's not easy. I think like you almost have to surrender your ego, your will, in order to converse with something. It's like a tango. There's a give and take that happens.
Yeah.
And so if one person cannot overpower the other, but when that does happen, that's when you're like, what the hell's going on here? Like why? And then you become disinterested very quickly.
Yeah, but sometimes you just have to let people just go. You just have to let them go, and they keep going, and they keep going, and you just
look. I think for me, sorry. I was just gonna say for me. I think for me personally, it's always been a thing where, I was a shy kid when I grew up, so I didn't talk to a lot of people, and I always just had my own little homies there that we were just and I think maybe it was because those friendships were based on the fact that it just looks like, I think you're a shy guy like me. You don't look as popular as these other guys. So I think we'll just click ourselves according to the less popular people. You know what I mean? And I think one thing that I came to learn as I grew up, I mean, I got into the music business, and that has a whole other thing that, like, for me, music helped me with my self-esteem. And it's crazy because even when I got into it, I still had self-esteem issues. And the crazy thing about it is once you become popular-ish, people want to talk to you all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it becomes, it's very hard to, because I remember when I first met him, you know what I mean? It was like, and even he'll tell you, like, I was just reserved. You know what I mean? I was just that guy that just
loudmouth. I was the loudmouth.
Yeah, he was a loudmouth. That's why. You know what I mean? But like I'm saying, he was just like, when we met, he was just, because I think one of the first times we met, I had to take him to his crib. I had to go drop him by the crib. We were coming from the studio or something, and on our way, this guy was just hitting me with questions, and I'm just like, man, this guy's just okay. He can just talk, and like he just met me. Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? And my thing was just, as I moved around in the industry, I just came to realize that, man, it's like what you're saying now, just about that wall that you have to just drop. There's that thing, there's that shield that you keep up, because your whole thing is, and it works against you so bad. It works against you with women. It works against you with guys.
True.
Because like you're just one, hey man, how you doing? What do you do? From meeting the next person that could just help whatever you're trying to get into move forward.
Fact.
You get what I mean? And once I came to realize that, it just opened a whole other thing for me. You get what I mean? Like now I talk to all kinds of people, and I'll just talk to somebody. Maybe I'll be at the post office or whatever. Now I just get there. I'm just like, hey, I gotta find a way to kill this time, man. You know what I mean? Then I'll just start saying something, and then next thing we're saying this, next thing, and the thing is, the crazy thing is about it, people will just chime in naturally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you'll have a whole conversation with people about something that's happening there, and how, you know, like, Botswana needs to start doing this. People need to start doing, you know, the service in Botswana needs to get better. And then someone will come in with their opinion about this. Someone will come. And the thing is, you'll just move time so well. And the crazy thing about it is, like he's saying, it's just a matter of somebody needs to just break that ice.
Yeah.
Breaking the ice, that's the hardest part. That's the hardest part, because a lot of times we all walk in with that ice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You walk into that space and you're not in a good mood, and you're just like, hey, like, can this line move? Come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then somebody will just say something, and then everything is just cool. You know what I mean? But like what you're saying, it's about someone making that conscious decision to just take that step in there and just break that ice and start talking. A lot of times the conversations don't even go anywhere.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of those conversations and walked out without even a number, without even anything. I don't even remember who those people are. And funny for me, like now, because being that, you know, that shy kid moving into a space of being kind of popular, now I'll have conversations with people, and then next thing someone hits me up on Facebook, hey man, I remember I met you one time, and I'm just like, when was that? And I'm trying to think, and you know, this guy is just there, and you know, you're saying this, and you gave me some advice about this, and I'm like, hey man, I'm glad I could help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you never know who you're gonna help. You never know who's gonna help you. You feel me? And And I think that's another thing that goes back to a conversation I used to always have with my lady about the whole guys chilling at the bar thing. Like, because her thing was just like, why do you like, because, I mean, I'm not a drinker. So her thing was, why do you chill at the bar with guys when you're not a drinker?
Yeah.
And I'm like, the conversations are amazing.
Yeah.
The conversations are amazing. The people you meet there are like, that's the place for guys. Trust me, you don't even have to be a drinker. Just go and be with guys there. You will just like, and the thing is, women don't get it. Women don't get why a guy will be from a hard day and he'll want to pass by, then just sit with guys. And some of these guys, there's guys in there that just sit there and don't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Therapy.
And you're always like, this guy comes here all the time.
Yeah.
We
It's
always see
therapy.
him sitting there
That's
in that
it.
corner. He doesn't talk to anybody. Why is he here? You know what I mean?
He's-
And then you know us black guys, then the conversation starts. Yeah, horror that woman, one more bit. Horror that woman, one more bit. Go to he wants her to fall asleep. Then he can sneak into the bed. And it's like, guys, it's not always what you think it is, man.
You
know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But like I'm saying, but you know, like what we're saying basically, conversation is so important, bro. Conversation is so important, and obviously, like, you know, you won't always run into like-minded people, but it's okay to have the conversation. You walk out with something always. Trust me, you walk out with something all the time.
Yeah.
You know.
And so, do you guys envision having guests on your podcast?
Yeah.
Or is okay? So you
Yeah,
We got another show also.
okay?
But yes, we envision having guests, something like this, where we can talk to people about certain things. Not necessarily about what's going on in their life. We just might be interested in their point of view.
Okay.
Like, we never hear you speak on things.
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation about it if you're comfortable enough to have it. You know what I'm saying? So that's in the works. Right now we're on a break just to adjust some things. And then also the other show that we're also trying to do, our other show is Hoja number 1.
Okay.
Where basically the point is Hoja. Basically to go to local eateries and experience the food, the service,
Oh, that's nice.
all
That's
that
fresh.
stuff, and then we rate it because we're the plug.
I
We
like
rate it
that.
on a plug on a 5-plug system. So
I like that.
we've done season 1 already. We
Yeah.
did 12 episodes, 13 episodes, and
13.
we're looking to continue. And because of COVID, a lot of people have the ability to cook. So let me just do this as a side hustle, or it's turned into full on. I mean, start a company and a food company. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we always peruse Twitter, Facebook, or whatever. You'll see a food ad pop up, and we'll note it down, and we'll mark it on the calendar that on this day we're gonna go here. So season 2, we're looking to expand into inviting people to come with us.
Okay.
Instead of it just being us, because people would just be like, yeah, but you know, you're biased. Your
Yeah.
palate is biased. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had a debate about this. I don't eat organs, animal organs. I don't.
Yeah, me too. I also
Men
don't.
eat mohodu.
I don't.
Dude,
Yeah.
liver, spleen,
Nah, I don't.
all that
I
stuff.
also
I don't. The heart, eyeball.
You have not had the chicken livers there.
Don't eat chicken livers, chicken feet, none of that.
Even
I
the
don't-
livers.
No,
You never told me about the
I don't
livers,
do
man.
livers. I don't do none of that. So do you see? And another thing is we don't eat chili food, the both of us.
Yeah, that's
Really?
another thing.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay.
It breaks my heart.
It goes south, man.
It breaks my
Super
heart
soft.
that I can't even take chili food anymore. But do you see in that instance, we can't go to the food, the place that sells chili food.
Right.
We have to take someone
Now we gotta take.
who how do you
Yeah.
feel about it. You know what I mean? So I think that's what we're looking to expand into. So I mean,
We're really just trying to
from
involve the people more.
Yeah.
You get what I
Yeah,
mean? Because
yeah.
just like going back to what you were saying, it's very hard to capture people. You know what I mean? And the thing is, you also want to avoid the monotony. As much as persistence is key,
Yeah.
the monotony can also break the thing.
True.
You know what I mean? When it's just like, yeah, no. Because you don't want people to skip one and be like, well, even if I skip this one,
Yes.
what am I missing?
hey, what am I
Yes.
missing? They're probably just,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm also, you also see when you're in you know, in the podcasting game that there's also that whole people that have those great numbers, but maybe those are just the numbers for that week. Why aren't people coming back to the episodes?
I
You know what I mean?
There's one guy.
Things like
Yeah.
that.
There's one
You
guy.
get what I mean?
Yeah.
Who's got millions all the time.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
You see what I mean?
He's got it unlocked.
Sure.
The
Yeah.
idea is we all have those guys that we're looking at.
Yeah,
You know what I
definitely.
mean? We all have those podcast rich guys that are at the top
Yeah.
that we want to be like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're trying to figure out what it is we're trying to, like, what it is that makes that thing tick how it ticks. You see what I mean? And the great thing about it is, you know, we'll pause when we pause, we'll get back to it when we get back to it, but we never stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We never stop, because if there's one thing that he taught me, when it was, especially during times when I was making music and I didn't want to do it, he was just like, don't stop.
Yeah.
Just
Consistency
create.
is key.
Whatever,
man.
whatever you're thinking, try it. Even if you're not trying it at the studio, try to write it down. But just stay within the thing, because once it comes back to you, then you will still, you know what I mean? The cogwheels will still be moving. You know what I mean? You won't be, as he calls it, you won't have mic rust.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's when you're sounding like LL Cool J, and it's like, why are you rapping like that? It's 2021.
Respect to go.
You know?
Many of those drought seasons are inevitable. I mean, we had like a similar one between December and around April. I think
Yeah.
about 4 months of just drought.
2021, we didn't do much. Yeah.
And we're actually working on our first season. We have not completed a whole season, but I'm sure we are pretty close now.
That's what I love about you guys, man. You guys are pushed. You guys low key inspire me, man. I was just going through your Instagram, and number one is the chemistry. I love the brotherhood. I love the content. I love the consistency. And like you said, even if you take a break, it's like you come back to it, and it's something that I think I'm trying to take. I'm trying to implement more in my life, not just on this podcast, but to be more consistent. And, you know, in the words of Palesa Molefe, who says, create beautiful things even when no one is watching. That's become like the, you know, the quote that we run this podcast, you know, by, because we might not have the followers that we want right now, but we still have to create, man.
Yeah.
We have to. We want to create beautiful things, even if no one is. Even if 10 people are watching, those 10 people, we want to cherish and love those 10 people. Be like, thank you so much. We know you didn't have to, but you're listening to us because you want to.
Yeah.
And for that, we appreciate you.
You can be anywhere in the world right now.
Anywhere.
But you're here with me. Yeah.
You know what the crazy thing is about podcasting? It's like you might create like 10 of them, and then there's one that's just gonna blow.
Yeah.
And when it blows,
That's right.
it trickles down.
Affects all of them.
When they watch that one, they're gonna also watch the other content. Like, what else have these guys done?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me turn the tables, right?
Yay.
How much time we got left?
We done, actually.
We're done.
We're done.
Oh, my bad. Let me steal the end of the show.
Okay, go ahead.
Your favorite guest, who was it? Besides us, your favorite guest.
Okay, you go first.
That's a tricky one. My favorite guest would have to be is tied between two.
No. We're not playing ties.
Yeah.
First, second, or just first place. You don't remember gold. You don't remember the silver medals at the last Olympics.
That is true.
So, who's your favorite?
My favorite so far would have to be the Cuban ambassador. It was a different feel for me.
Okay.
I was not there for the first one when they did Western Sahara ambassador.
Okay.
But the Cuban ambassador, she brought us some beverages.
She brought us rum.
And then
Oh,
yeah.
See what I'm saying?
She didn't bring you no cojito.
They also had like the good news that Cuba had its own COVID vaccine.
Yeah,
Oh,
Stella
fantastic.
vaccine. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Fantastic.
it was 92% efficacy. So
They're deploying doctors and all that. So
That's it.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like this is a cop out, but the first one,
Okay.
the ambassador of Western Sahara, Ambassador Melaine.
Yeah.
The reason why he's my favorite, or he was my favorite guest, is because he was so willing. We had this vision, and it was formless.
Yeah.
It was just like void. It was empty. But we knew we wanted to start, and we had a growth strategy. We're like, okay, we're gonna find influential people, smart people, intellectuals, you know, politicians or whatever, and we just had no plan to execute that. And so when I met him, it just all made sense. And here's the thing, he is so supportive of the 4skins. He supports us in ways that is just unimaginable. It's just ridiculous. He pushes us to actually, you know, continue and do more and speak about certain topics. I'm like, Ambassador, okay, not now, but we'll get to it. You know? And so he is my favorite. He's my favorite. And so far we've had amazing guests. Everyone's been super friendly, humble, respectful, and that's what you want, right? And that's the art of conversation is sweeter when the person you're talking to
is willing to engage.
Definitely.
And that's what we've always had on this couch.
Yeah, most impactful interview
Most impactful?
on you specifically.
Oh, on me?
Yeah, that you've done so far.
Definitely it has to be Pastor Blake Young.
Yeah,
On
shout out
the-
to Blake.
Blake,
Shout out
yeah,
to Blake.
Blake
Shout out to
Young.
Blake.
Oh,
I hope you're good down under, Blake.
On when you were talking about Lobola and culture,
Yeah.
you're talking a little bit about African Americans and their plight and socioeconomic issues in
Well,
America.
there's another conversation for something
That's another
else, bro.
conversation. But I think I learned so much, and hearing it from him, and he's lived it. So it shifted my perspective a little bit. Yeah, definitely.
I'll go for Ashley and Pasitawa. They came and they were just talking about relationships, and it's so difficult these days to like have healthy relationships because of everything that's going on. And they talked about like how to be intimate in a world where you are bombarded with a lot from social media, but you still have to be with somebody and have a meaningful interaction with them. So I thought their podcast was actually on point, and there's a lot to learn from it.
Sure.
Last question. If you could have anybody here now, locally, that you can reach.
Ian.
Who? Ian.
Ian.
Have you reached out?
Not yet.
Shoot the shot.
Actually, Ian and Salashando Dumoulin.
Shoot the shot.
Yeah.
Why not have them both at the same time?
Oh no, that's controversial.
Why?
That's
It's
controversial.
two adult.
one can sit there.
Yeah, one can sit here. One can sit there.
Social distance.
Yeah, social distance. You know what I mean? But yeah, no,
Yeah.
shoot the shot.
Yeah, I want to.
Yeah.
I want to. And I do think they're reachable.
Why
You
ski?
should, man. You should.
Yeah, he's definitely reachable.
Yeah.
Why is it? Why him? Why Ian?
Why Ian?
Yeah,
I think
honorable former president.
all protocols observed. Yeah.
because
You know what? The reason I want him here is because I think people deserve to see him and hear him in a more relaxed setting, where
you want to actually get to know him.
you want to get to know him.
I've always said
a little
that.
bit.
I've always. I don't want the formal.
No, we don't want
just
that.
Put, just
Yeah.
Every time he does like
your
a
favorite cup of
clip,
coffee
it's like,
and let
it's
a
great.
pastry. Let's just
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we don't want to
How did
find
you become a
out
cop?
what he's doing with BPF. No, we just want.
Yeah.
We don't talk to you.
How'd you get in the
Coke or
military?
Pepsi, Batman or Superman.
Yeah.
That's what we want to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't want to know about the.
Yeah.
Stop the political stuff just for a minute.
How did you get into the military?
Like,
How did you feel to become the head of the house at a young age?
yeah.
Quad bikes. Let's talk about quad
Yeah,
bikes.
like what is your
Do you save it for yourself? You know?
stuff like that? I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel that's a conversation I'd also like to have.
like,
just
what do you
just
eat,
a regular
man? Like,
conversation.
Like, do
No
Netflix?
suits.
What are you watching on
Yeah,
Netflix?
he probably doesn't watch TV.
What does he listen to?
Yeah, he probably
Music, right?
doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd want to know that. I'd want to know
Probably
that.
listens to V and Chama
So
Girl.
if you are his
Polka, dog.
representative, his PR,
Because you know he loves polka.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he
he's a
does.
big polka fan.
yeah.
Okay,
Team- yeah.
nice.
So, Chubbito, Othatha,
Yes,
you've been on the
sir.
4skins podcast. Thank you.
Thank you for having
Thank you
us
so much, man. Thank you so
We
much.
appreciate the love
Yeah.
and hosting us the way you did.
Yeah.
We got to get y'all on Hoja.
Can't wait, man.